What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a quick kind of unboxing and overview of my new lights for my channel here. Currently I have two very cheap umbrella lights that came in a pack of 3 that I paid about $40 for, and they've done great so far, but I wanted to do a little bit of an upgrade, and one of these was on sale, so I thought I would go ahead and take the plunge into a little bit better lighting. So first I will get into the light, and then I will get into the softbox I chose. So this is the Godox. This is the SL-60W light. It also is under multiple other brands. So this is a fairly popular daytime LED 60 watt light. Not quite as up there as I really wanted to Aputure 100D, but it is currently on back order, and it's also $100 more. So this was $99. Typically it's about $140, but it was that $99 price point when I actually purchased it. I bought it from B&H. Believe it's still on sale there. So you get a little bit of warranty information here, a little bit of setup. Another reason why I got this is it actually comes with a remote. So that's why I went with this, and it was fairly cheap. Probably comes with a 1-year warranty. So yeah, 12-year or 12-month warranty for that. So you got your power cord here. Not really sure how much light this will actually produce, but everything that I've seen, all the reviews, it does seem like it's a fairly good light. So you get a pretty big power cable there. And it actually is much heavier than I actually thought it was going to be. So it's pretty well packaged. I will say that for a $100 light bulb. It's because it comes with a remote. You don't have to use your phone and pair it, do any type of apps or anything like that. And then you have your little hood here, which I don't ever plan on using this, but it is nice that it comes with this. The light itself is a Boeing mount, so it's fairly common among all the lights out there. It's basically your standard for your mounting for any of your soft boxes or any of your lights like this, or hoods for that matter. So with this only being $100, there is a few downfalls, and that it actually does feel like metal. It does feel fairly well built, but this arm here, which locks it into place and helps it move, from what I've seen, it's not the best. And I've also heard the fan noise is a little loud on this, but I've actually heard that they've actually improved that a lot with the newer versions as it's kind of went along. So you have your back kind of cluster there. I did notice that there's no big power brick for this, so I assume it just plugs right in. So this is kind of on here to protect the light. So you take that off, you have your light there. 60 watts, they do have other versions of this that have a much higher wattage, but 60 watts in this tiny room is probably about all that I need. So in the back, you got power on off, and then you have your volume, or not your volume, your actual brightness here. It does have a clicking to it, so I assume it does have some kind of function there, and then looks like your grid channel maybe for that. I don't know, but it's nice. It does have an LCD screen here on the back, so you can actually check your brightness if you're going to do that. But I plan on using a remote for the majority of this, which, go ahead and set that down and take it out here. It looks like a pretty nice remote, fairly standard. Doesn't come with batteries, so you will need 2 AAA batteries, but you have your remote there, which is a good feature to have if you ask me, especially how my setup is right now. I could just turn it on, turn it up, down, and go with it like that. So $100, this is the Godox SL-60W. There's a ton of people that use these. There's many reviews out on it, so check that out. I'll kind of get you an idea of what I think of it as time goes, but that is part 1. So part 2. Now this one was a little bit more in that this stuff, hold on, I had to check on the baby, he's still sleeping. This actually usually does not go on sale, and this is, there's no label. The Aputure, this is a Light Dome Mini 2. This is their cheapest light dome that they basically have that's actually just like a standard softbox, and it's not one of the round oval ones. It was around $139. These things almost never go on sale, but they are one of the better brands out there when it comes to just build quality, reliability, usage, how easy they are to use. There is some cheaper brands out there. I have read good things about this, and this will probably be the only one I want or use. I originally wanted one that was a little bit bigger, but the problem is this room is not very big, so I don't really think it is going to actually fit in here. So this way I have it set up right now, it's actually fairly standard. Alright, so now that I got this out of here, it does come with a nice carrying case with it. It actually feels pretty good quality. This will honestly probably never leave this room once I have it set up, but I did want the option to be able to move it around, and from what I've seen, this version and basically all their Aputure Light 2 versions, their light domes are actually very portable and easy to move around, but this one specifically is supposed to be pretty easy to move around and about. So this is your gel. There actually is gels you can put in this if you want to do any type of different coloring. That's not something that I plan on actually ever using, but you do have that option. And then this will be your actual diffuser material. I'm not going to open all this stuff, but you have what looks like some type of Velcro there to your diffuser, and this will be so you have your diffuser panel there, and then you also have a second diffuser. You have a gold side for a warmer color, and then a white side for a lighter color. So that's a good feature. And the rest of this is pretty standard stuff. You have your basically general instruction manuals and stuff here. These are pretty easy to set up. And this is it. So this is your Bowie mount. It is metal, all metal design, so it does have a good heft, a good feel to it, which is good and bad. It's probably good for longevity, but you're going to need a decent light stand or some type of C-stand to actually use this, because if you use this and the light, it actually puts a little bit of weight on there. So that will be my next investment, is some type of stand for it. And that's it. Feels nice, good quality. I will set this up at some point and kind of give you guys an idea of how it works. But basically, I'll do that in the review once I get everything set up. It's not the largest light dome out there. I believe it's only like 23 inches. So I would look into taking that into account, but I am in a very small room, so I think this will be a good setup. Alright everyone, so I got it together. Installation was actually pretty easy. This required a little bit more work for the light box, but the build quality of both of these things actually seems pretty good. The only negative is make sure you have an appropriate light stand or C-stand, because the one I have does not hold this. I do not know the weight of this, but it's probably maybe close to 15 pounds. It's pretty heavy. The mount on here, the Bowen mount on the Aputure Light Dome Mini 2 is actually all metal, so it does have a little bit of weight to it just because of that. But overall, as you can see, all my lighting's down, so this is what it's like in this room with the minimal lighting. But you just plug it in, turn it on, and I do notice that the fan is a little noisy, but I don't think it's something that's going to get picked up all that often. So this will kind of give you an idea of, currently the setting is at 10%. 25, 40, 50, so it does get actually pretty bright. Let's see, I actually have a light here that I'm using also, so that kind of defeats the purpose there. So this is 75, crank it all the way up to 100. It does tell you the temperature also on the back, but that's it at 100. And we'll turn it back down, because I will probably use it at a lower a lower setting just because I probably don't need that much light in here because it's a fairly small room, but it does have a pretty decent LCD there on the back. It tells you the temperature, which I think is nice, and there's also different channels. I don't know what that's for. I'm on channel 12, whatever that means. Not really sure what that means. Maybe you could set up with a flash, I assume. That would be my guess, but overall I'm pretty happy with it, especially for the price point, especially the light. If you don't want to throw the $130, $40 at the actual light dome, you could get a cheaper one, but this is easy to put together, well built. It will probably last you a lifetime, so this is it. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I'll get a more long-term review of this up as I go, but I'm just going to tell you right now, both these are highly reviewed products, so I think it's going to be something I really like, and it will actually help my setup because previously I had two umbrellas that took up a lot of room, and this won't take up as much room, but I do have to get a different stand for it because the one I have now is very cheap and won't hold it. So that's it. Comments, questions, leave them below. Pretty happy with it so far with the limited time I've had with it. And I'll get a more lengthy review up as I go. Have a good rest of the weekend and see you guys next time.